Today we're going to be talking about a new lens that I just recently got, and it's just recently been released by Canon, and it is the 16mm f2.8 for the RF mount. Let's go. So the first thing to notice on this lens is that the front of it and the sides of it, it's pretty small, to be honest with you. The lens size itself is, when you talk about the diameter, it's actually 43, which is pretty small. And just to give you an example of how this compares to the other lens that I have for the Canon 80D, for example, here it is. This is the Sigma a 10-20, and compare the size one to the other, how small one is compared to the other, which is pretty crazy, you know. But again, we're going to go ahead and take this lens out to the parks and give it a whirl and see how the photos come out. So without further ado, let's head to the Magic Kingdom. Let's go. So here's how the lens looks on the camera mounted. Pretty small. It looks pretty cool. So yeah, let's take some photos. Now it's a rainy day here at Magic Kingdom, but don't worry guys, we'll still make this work. Now for this image, I'm literally standing right here at the end of this entrance. That's how wide this angle is. Loving it. Now stuff like this is always great to try to give a good whirl at ultra wide angle lens, because you got so much stuff here happening. You got that water fountain here, you got the castle, you got the moat right here. So this is always a really good spot that I like shooting at. Take some shots. Now, while this is a prime lens, we're actually going to give it a whirl inside this ride here, which is the Little Mermaid. Let's go see how this performs. Let's go. So let's go ahead and look a little bit more in detail to these files of how they look. Now usually with these ultra wide angles lenses, the center is usually pretty much sharp, and then it comes down to the edges is where you start seeing all the abrasions and all the other strange stuff. So here are a couple of shots that I took around Magic Kingdom, basically wide open at f2.8. That way we can see exactly how these edges look. We're going to go ahead and zoom in here for a little bit, and you can see they're pretty much sharp. Pretty good. Of course you got that, you know, that little bend, but that's of course naturally from how these lenses are doing this ultra wide angle. You know, it is what it is. You're going to see that little that strange stretch. So I always tell people never stand on the edges of an ultra wide angle, because you're going to always look weird. Now this one I wanted to share with you guys also, which is Pandora, and not because, you know, to show you the night shot, but basically so you can see how much I can capture in the frame. Usually with a crop sensor, this part of here in the top of the mountain would be cropped, but as you can see here, it actually, I'm able to squeeze everything inside the frame, which is pretty cool. Here's another one from Galaxy's Edge, and I'm literally standing right there on the edge of the fence, because it's the only way to not get people that are standing and posing. But you can see how wide it is, that you're able to get the whole monorail, Spaceship Earth, as well as the spaceship here. But again, once you start hitting on the edges of the image, you'll see how it's starting to get that you know, stretching feature. I put here a couple of photos more for you guys to get another idea of how wide it is. I am literally in front of the right here in the fountain at Epcot, and I'm shooting this one handheld, so the ISO went up to 1600. But just wanted to show you how wide it is. You can actually get almost all the you know, the fountain here as well. Here's another one that I shot off right off of the side. This was you know, even though I had a tripod and it's not really a long exposure, but it is. I had a camera set up on a small little tripod right there on the edge. So just wanted to show how much you can actually capture here, even one of the flags. Here's a long exposure that I took with this lens. Again, wide open at 30 seconds, and I'll go here to the side so you guys can see if you guys think it's just sharp enough for you guys. I like the lens, and again, this is a pretty new lens that Canon just released, which is an ultra wide angle lens. It has no image stabilization whatsoever, but the size of it is awesome. You put this on your camera and it feels like a little, you know, like a little walk around camera, not this big lens that usually we're accustomed to having on our camera. Here's a fireworks shot that I did at Magic Kingdom as well, right over here over the Beast Castle. Let's wait till this loads. There we go. And pretty sharp. And again, this was f11, so we got all those nice, you know, nice little burst on those lights. And on the edges, well, then these trees are moving, so I don't really want to say that that's the blur from the edge, because obviously you know, wind is blowing. But here you can see how most of the edges look pretty good, you know, no complaints here. Here's another one that I took handheld, actually, at 1/100 of a second, wide open as well, pointing up at Casey's, and you can see there's even you know, bubbles here that you can see in the image, which is pretty amazing. Now, not much editing done on these photos, to be honest with you. I didn't run any cleaning tools or denoising or anything like that, so just wanted to show you how the files look right out of the camera. Again, I am shooting raw and I'm doing some basic editing, but more or less you get the idea of how the files are coming out and how the images are looking. Here's one of the City Hall, and here actually I haven't edited anything whatsoever, and you can see how sharp it is all the way to the how it is sharp all the way to the edges, which is pretty cool. Now again, loving this lens, to be honest with you. Again, it's 60mm f2.8. You can always you know, adjust the f-stop if you want to, but at f2.8 it's the widest it has, and as you can see here, it is pretty good and it does a pretty good job, and I'll keep using it to take photos around Walt Disney World. Okay guys, so that's it there for this video showcasing this Canon lens, 16mm f2.8 ultra wide angle. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully if you decide to purchase this lens, seeing what you've seen in this video. Now again, as I showed previously, the size of this lens makes this camera look really small, so you can just like literally walk around with it. And like I said, it's not like a really big lens that's going to make you feel like a lot, you know, like a lot of gear on it, and it still provides some really good, amazing quality photos. Okay, so that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe, click that bell, and that way we can get more videos out to you, as well as the other stuff that we'd like to do throughout Central Florida. Till then, this is Lewis signing off. Take care. See ya. Bye.